Hello, welcome to day 4 of trying to become a famous author. So today I was thinking about maybe reading some poetry because it's been on my mind. As part of the Edinburgh University program, we are meant to submit 2 pieces of writing that are going to be part of this publication that we put out called From Arthur's Seat, and tons of work goes into it. We have people inside of the cohort who are cover illustrators, like myself. There are editors, then we have our editors-in-chief, even things like the typesetter who chooses how the words sort of are structured on the page, like the size of the margins, stuff like that. So we have everyone sort of pitching in, but it's pretty much just a way for us to be able to publish work without the threat of not getting included in the publication. So I guess it is a bit of a cheat to getting published, but we still are aiming for a high standard and we submit a lot more than what actually goes in. But the thing for the writers as opposed to the poets is that we're meant to submit something that is less than, I think, 1,300 words, which is not a size that many of us have worked with a lot. And some people are sort of taking on the challenge and saying, like, hell yeah, let's do it like that, because it would just be a good test of a writer to be able to write something engaging in so few words. But a few people such as myself have considered maybe submitting poetry instead of submitting a short story, because the poets get to submit quite a lot more, relatively speaking, and it is slightly less daunting to try to write a few poems to go into this publication than to try to distill all writing ability into around 1,000 words. So even though I might not end up submitting poetry, I might just go down the short story route, I'm still pretty tempted to see what I could do with some poems. And so I've been trying to read more poetry, and also I've been trying to read more Scottish writers. I finished a book a little while ago that was Scottish short stories, so then I was looking for Scottish poems, which led me to this one here. It's 100 favorite Scottish love poems, which wasn't necessarily my intention going in to get something on the theme of love, but is how it has worked out. And I'm glad that I got this one too, because so far it's been jam-packed with good poems. And it's also nice to see certain poems in here that are written, I think, using some of the Scottish dialect, or I think a merging of Scots. I should probably know by now the difference between the two, but you can sort of read it and it forces you to read it in the Scottish accent. I'm not going to attempt to read one of the ones that is in that dialect, because I think I would just end up speaking with a really egregious Scottish accent. But I have bookmarked one that I really wanted to read. It is called Island Love by Tom Powell, and Tom Powell is a Scottish poet. I think he is based out of Edinburgh, born in 1950, as it tells you at the top here. And I thought that by island, it was, when I first looked at it, this was referring to something more like a vacation, but I think by island it's referring to the British Isles, specifically, I guess, to the northern part of it. But I'll give this a read, and hopefully it is withstandable. So, you walk up from the strand, your creel brimming with herring. You come down from the hill, your creel laden with turf, your grey-green eyes cast down on the stony path, your black hair wet with sweat or a moil of salty mist. and glad am I there's a bond between us, for it seems to me I'm a poor catch for this world. My fishing lines tangle and break in calm waters. Lobsters climb from my pots to go seeking greater challenges elsewhere. When the sea heaves and gills black, I'm the first to lose hope. I set sail with hymns on my lips. Others there are that would have built for you a better house, stones that knitted tightly against a bitter wind, capped with a roof the hens couldn't lay in. Such men would have turf stacked for 10 winters, and then turf to spare. Men to make you proud, their knowledge was sought, their courage praised. For did they not leap Bull's Cove for you, from black rock to black rock? As down below foamers wheeled, and the white water thundered in. They did? God bless them. But you have a dreamer, a grim fisher in melancholy, an idler who stares into the telltale smoor of the fire, his tail often the heaviest creel you carry. Feckless, your father called me. Indolent, your mother. Our tongue is rich in name tags. Your love is a mystery and a blessing. No matter where the black dogs take me, towards overhang or scree, you guide me back to clear tracks of sunlight, constantly giving our lives the shape of the journey they are on. You make plans for the market and provision for each birth. You let faith take care of the rest, a deep faith that shines in those bright grey-green eyes, a faith that sees the lines of my life when I do not, that welcomes me dripping from the dark sea when we give up our tired white bodies with joy. So yeah, I thought this was a cracking poem. It's got definitely some moodier, not depressing, but sort of more coming from a place, I think, of not self-loathing either, but just let's just say moody. Like, I think the bit says, for it seems to me I'm a poor catch for this world. So yeah, I think it's a good poem, even if it does seem to lead a bit into the trope of you're, as a romantic partner, the reason that I'm not just some mote of depressing dust, I guess, is kind of leading into the whole, like, you complete me thing, where, yeah, I think the narrator is almost seeming like, or at least the relationship seems like it's quite tilted, because the narrator really sees their value as completely depending on this other person, as if this romantic partner gives them so much, or has so much value themselves, that it compensates for the narrator's perceived lack thereof. But yeah, I don't really know if there is much of an argument there for that. I just think in a few of those lines where, yeah, the narrator is sort of claiming to be a little bit, where was it? Yeah, the poor catch for this world line, and about how his fishing lines tangle and break in calm waters. It is a little bit, I guess, self-pitying, but you still see, I guess what makes this poem still really compelling to me is that it does seem like such a genuine affection, I think, and this idea that I suppose, or awareness of imperfection and, I guess, feelings of inadequacy, but at the same time an idea that him and the partner still complement each other, or it's still like a good bond, even though, for example, he can't leap from black rock to black rock, or provide 10 winters worth of turf. It's a bit more sort of, yeah, I can't do all those things, but, and even your parents don't really like me, but it's still, we still have a good connection and something that is worth cherishing. So I do like that, even as it comes through over the more like self-pitying lines. But yeah, that's probably the poem that has stood out to me most in this so far. But I'm about halfway through, so I'm trying to sort of take my time and appreciate poems in a way that I haven't really done so far, except I would say one course in university. So yeah, I'm trying to push myself into engaging with them more, and then hopefully maybe at some point I'll come up with something that I'd be willing to read out online, even though that is it feels a bit crazy. But I'm doing a poetry workshop. I'm going to a poetry workshop next week for people that want to submit a poem to the From Arthur Soup publication. So hopefully I'll learn some good things there, and it will help me see these poems with fresher eyes. So thank you for watching along. Again, please let me know if you're enjoying the journey, and looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow.